Well, I was debating about making this video, but then I thought about it and I realized um, I owe a lot of people an explanation about what's been happening to my family. I'm not making this video for people to feel sorry for us or to get attention. I'm actually getting two things out of this video. I hope to get two things out of this video. One is to probably make aware to children, to speak to your parents, to listen, please. Just because life is going good and you think you have it all and everything's perfect, sometimes there's hidden things that you just don't know about. Please be patient with me. I'll probably cry a few times, but I hope this video helps some of the kids that I have worked with, taught with, maybe if they're having some problems, to talk to somebody. And I don't know. Let's see what happens. I also want to make sure I have so many people to thank, and I don't know how to do it. There's so many people that have been there for us, and this is my way of saying thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys, and I wouldn't have did it without you. Okay, on Thursday night, I woke up to my brother banging on my door that the cops were here, and they had Jonathan, my son, outside talking to him. I immediately jumped out of bed, ran to the door, and the cops talking to him. He's standing out there by the door, and I'm in the doorway, and the cop looked at me, and he goes, "Are you mom?" And I said, "Yes, I'm his mom." And he said, he looked over at Jonathan, and he said, "You sent pictures in a message to some students, some of your friends?" So right away things started running through my mind. Okay, oh my God, what did he do? Is he in trouble? I started getting these crazy thoughts. Never in my mind would I think what was about to hit me next would have came out of that cop's mouth. He looked over at Jonathan and he said, "Were you planning on hurting yourself?" I was like, "What?" And then Jonathan goes, "Yes." And I stood back. And then he goes, "Were you going to kill yourself?" And I looked over at Jonathan and he said, "Yes." Right then and there, my heart jumped. I felt like I was thrown back, like somebody had ripped my heart out of my chest. I just felt lost. I screamed for my husband to come to the door. He came to the door and I couldn't even tell him what was happening. I was just like, "What's going on here?" I looked over at my son and I said, "Why? Why are you doing this? Why would you do that? Why?" I think I said "why" like a million times. It went blurry. I can't remember my reaction. I just remember turning to my husband and saying, "I have to tell my mom." The cop said, "Well, I have to take him from you to the emergency room to get him evaluated." I said, "No, what do you mean take him from me? Can I take him?" And he's like, "If you promise you're going to take him now, he has to go. If you don't take him, I'm going to have to take him." I said, "No, no, no." I got dressed. Arnold got dressed. My mom's in the living room crying. I don't know how we got to Hanford. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I don't remember. I just remember being in the emergency room as they ran blood tests, urine, heart tests on him. And I just kept telling myself, what's happening? What's going on? What's this? Am I in a nightmare? Is this a nightmare? How come I'm not waking up? He spoke to a counselor from Kingsview. For a while, he opened up a little bit to her. When it was our turn to go in, me and my husband stepped in there. She was nice. She was very, very nice. She treated us well. Her first thing was that I could only help you tonight. You have private insurance. We don't deal with private insurances. You know, the anger started setting in on me once she said that. I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell you. I blacked out a lot. I didn't feel like I was there. I felt pain. There was a lot of, why is this happening? I was mad at God. It's like my faith got thrown out the window. I yelled in my head at my dad, at my brother. You guys are supposed to be up there taking care of my kids. You're supposed to be protecting them. Where are you? When you left us. I was very, very angry at that time. And I couldn't put myself together. On the way home, I wanted to stop the car. I wanted to scream. But I knew I couldn't because, Jonathan's in the car. Like, he couldn't see me fall apart. He just heard me cry. I cried the whole time, nonstop. I remember calling my comadre while we were there, his Nina, to let her know what was happening. I called my son. Everybody wanted to go to the hospital. I said no. My cousin Chad. I said no, stay there. I'll let you guys know what's happening. They let him come home with us. She started telling me how to do my household, put all the knives away, put the cleaning products away, prescription pills. I'm sitting there like, luckily my husband took in all about what was going on. He knew my mind wasn't there. It was everywhere, actually. So we got home, put him to bed. It was about 3:30 in the morning. My husband called into work. I couldn't take it. I went to work. Lasted there about 20 minutes. I'm blessed to have a job where my boss and my coworkers are very supportive. I explained to a few of them what was going on. I got sent home with lots of prayers, lots of hugs, love for my son and for my family. As soon as I drove into Corcoran, I went straight to the school. I spoke to Miss Williams. We started off small by changing his schedule, maybe getting him, around his friends. She hugged me. I worked there at John Muir, so I know the staff pretty well, and she helped me. She's real awesome. I had no clue that she knew the whole story that day. I thanked her and I left. I got home, spoke to my husband. We got on the phone with our insurance company. We have very good insurance. Within minutes, they sent me an email with therapists from around where we live, around Corcoran, close by. I just started calling down the list. I kept calling. It was Friday and nobody was answering. The anger started setting in again. Like, where are these people? Why aren't they answering me? I finally got a hold of one in Hanford. The lady spoke to me and she said, well, I'm sorry, but the lady that usually makes the appointments isn't here today. She's going to come in, but she's not going to be making appointments till Monday. She must have heard how desperate I was over the phone. I was crying. I explained to her my situation. She goes, let me call you back. My husband said, let's go to the store. Let's, get out of here for a little bit. Jonathan's asleep. We fed him and he's asleep and he'll be okay. So then we went and we were in the store, and that's when I got the call from the secretary, and she said, we'll see him Monday at 5 p.m. It's like, thank God, getting us in so quickly. Yesterday was his first session. It actually went good. During the whole weekend, this was Friday when I got the call, so I was thinking to myself, wow, this weekend's gonna be rough. Little sleep, a lot of crying. I kept getting messages, phone calls from people. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I had things to do. I didn't want to see anybody. I ignored a few people, and it wasn't just to be mean. It was just didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to be alone to myself. I did answer a few people that I'm close to, and I let them know what was happening. My nephew Josh came, and he took him for a little bit, and he talked to him, and then he got home, and my nephew came for him, and he went and spent the night over there. My son came to speak to him. My son was really upset. I hadn't seen him cry in a long time. But this, it got to him like you wouldn't even know. And it's just, he was like, Mom, Jonathan, he has Arnold, but his dad isn't in his life. And I said, well, Chris, you and Sophia are different. Your dads have always been in your lives. You've been blessed with a good father. Sophia too. I've always been mother and father for Jonathan. That's why, to me, he was a little bit more special. I treated him, because before Arnold came along, it was just me and him. He didn't have nobody else. Well, he had a lot of love. It's different. You don't have your father there. So the anger set in again because, I know it wasn't that man's fault, but I was just mad. I was like, why couldn't you be there for my son? And then I realized, I know why. I was blessed with a good husband. He has a wonderful stepfather. So I just left it at that. I started, I shouldn't say started. It started from the minute I heard that, feeling bad about myself. Feeling like I was the worst mother on earth. I'm supposed to protect my kids. I don't wish this pain on anybody. If people know my kids are the most important thing in my life, I would give my life for them. If I could just take all his pain away, I just kept thinking, I wish it would be on me instead. I just want him to be happy again. There's nothing in this world I want to do for my kids. They're my number one priority. And I just felt like I have failed him as a mother. I couldn't take it. I just got so depressed. I heard a million times for me not to blame myself. Easier said than done. Till this day, as many times as people have told me it's not my fault, I still feel it is. Why couldn't he come to me? Why couldn't he talk to me? Tell me, Mom, I'm depressed. Mom, I need your help. I should be the first person that he leans on when he feels that way. I don't want a kid to ever put their parents through this. It hurts. I feel so numb. I go to work. I try to put on this act that everything's okay. It's killing me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I just want to know why. And I can't ask him because I'm not supposed to be pressuring him to talk to me. But my life just, it's not the same. I don't know what to do. Everybody just tells me pray. I feel bad. I have so much anger, so much hate for myself. I don't want to stop believing in God. I don't want my faith to be thrown out the window like it was that night. I just feel that God failed me. I try to do the right thing all the time. I try to teach my kids to love, to respect, to be good kids. And this is how I get paid back. My son's depressed. He wants to kill himself. He doesn't want to be here. Why? Why is this happening to him? He's my lovable baby. He's the one that's always, thank you, Mom. I love you. Hugging me. Giving me a kiss. And now he's somebody that I don't even know. I don't know what's hurting him so much. I just hope no parent should ever have to go through this pain. It hurts more than anyone will ever know. I'm very grateful to all my friends, my family that have reached out. Very, very grateful to the teacher that stepped up and made that call, because if she didn't, I could have woken up to my son gone. And I don't know. And there's a lot of what ifs, a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak. You know, he has a best friend that I called and asked him, what's going on, Mark? Can you tell me? He said he had no clue either. He had tried talking to him and he wouldn't talk to him either. He said, I thanked him for being there for him, for being concerned, for his mom, sending prayers to us. And I told him, thank you for being such a good friend to Jonathan. It means so much to me that you have his back. And then I got a text from him and he said, I told him, thank you for being his best friend. And he said, he's not my best friend. And I'm like, because he's my brother. I realized then that this didn't only affect Jonathan, but it affected his friends. I got messages from a lot of his friends' parents asking me how he was, and I appreciate that. The prayers, the churches. I had a family come from the Pentecostal church knock on my door on Saturday to give me a flyer. The little girl said, if Jonathan wants to talk, he knows my number, call me anytime. And we could pick him up for church if he wants to be picked up. Just we're praying for you. And I think, honestly, that's what has gotten us through this. All the prayers. It's hard. I don't know what more to do. I just hope that if any of you kids out there are thinking about anything like this, or you think that it's the easy way out, it's not. You're going to leave a lot of heartbroken people. This is something that not only affects you, it affects your family, your parents, your siblings. And parents, I would never in a million years think that this would happen to my family. Please be more aware. Talk to your children. Make them open up to you. Let them tell you how they feel. Make sure they don't want to do this. I don't want to ever see anybody have to go through this pain. And, I've been hearing rumors, of course, and people seem to throw in their 2 cents about, oh, this should have happened, or Trisha should have did this, or Trisha and Arnold, don't do this, and that's cool. I never really cared what people have said about me. I'm that type of person. It's like, whatever. I have my life. I don't worry about what others think. But when it comes to my children, yeah, don't talk, unless you've been here and and the ones that only live here are the ones that live here, and nobody knows what's happening in my family. I've been told there's not a perfect parent out there. I know that myself, of course. But when things like this happen, everybody thinks they are. And I hope people understand that if I knew my son was feeling this way, believe me, he would have gotten this help a long time ago. I would have never let him gotten this far. I would have never, ever let him suffer. I just hope and pray that he gets better. Thank you, everybody, for caring, for sending us all this love, for all your prayers, thinking about us, and just keep us in your prayers. Keep praying for us. It's a long road. As soon as Jonathan gets a little bit better, we're going to be doing family therapy. I'm not ashamed of it. If it's needed, we have to do it. I will do anything to protect my son. Anything it takes to get him better, to make him feel better about himself. I just want to make sure that everyone knows what's going on. I'm posting all these sad things on Facebook, and that's not me. I caught myself like, oh my God, I'm probably depressing everybody out there, and nobody has a clue about what's going on. I know a lot of people do know already, but I just wanted to let everyone know so that way you could keep us in your prayers, and to thank everybody for all the love and for supporting us. And hopefully this will help. Even if it helps one child, think about it. Even if it helps one parent to open up to their children, then I know, this wasn't something that happened that was a waste or that didn't help in some way. Thank you all for listening, and I'm free to take ask any questions you have. I'm not ashamed of this. I'm just a parent that loves their kids very much, and I don't want anyone to ever have to go through this pain. Thank you, everybody.